My name is Ryan Kelley. I'm 24 years old, and I am the artist owner of Wire by Ryan. Wire by Ryan is a sculpture design business, primarily with metal wire, but I also do some copper working and some welding of steel and things like that. What drew me to wire is the malleability of it, and it's something that can be undone. A lot of other mediums like ceramics or glass or painting, once it's done, it's done. You can't rework it. But for me, who's not a professional artist, in my head, when I was starting, I was like, oh, if I mess up, you just unbend it. So there was something about that malleability and like the non-permanence of it that was like appealing, because if I did mess up, you can always tweak it. Art, looking back at it, was me like self-medicating. I needed something in high school and out of high school to allow me to kind of suck my attention in and give me something to focus on and to take that classic teen angst and kind of put it in a positive way. So we'll figure out with the client what kind of tree they want, what kind of base would work with it, can I use that base to make the tree that they want, and then I start with literally cutting hundreds of wires. They're all twisted together, sometimes around an armature for the larger trees because it needs the strength of it and it's kind of like the structure in the tree. And then 20, 30, 40, 50 hours later of all hand twisting all the wire, you have a finished piece. Everybody has that memory of something that they brought from somewhere else, and my niche of being like the custom design guy is that someone can say, this rock is from my lake house, this rock is from my childhood home, this rock is from a trip we went on as a family. I want to have that as the base for this tree because that rock will now be permanent and it will be finished and cleaned and cut. And now you're taking something that you already have memories with and adding another value with the piece of art that's on it. I've had clients get emotional over pieces, which is, I think, amazing. When you make that piece and their mom passed away and it's from her yard because you can't afford to buy the house back and all these things, but you have that stone, you have that connection from wherever around the world it is. For me to have my time and energy go into it, to respect their time and energy that went into it, and to have something at the end of the day that goes on, their mantle or their countertop or their shelf, and they look at it every day and they say, thanks, Ryan, but that's my mom, my dad, whatever the connection may be. That's, to me, that level of emotion that makes it fine art, that makes it something that is worth, hopefully, what they paid for it. I didn't go to school. I didn't do the normal life route. And for me to be able to not go to college and to learn by the school of Google and the school of my community and the school of asking questions, my success is measured by how many people, not just how many people like my art, but I think how many people like the artist. Trees provide. They have shelter for animals. They have air that everybody breathes. They have this symbiotic relationship. They grow around and through, weather, lightning strikes, all these things, because they just have one job, and that's to continue to grow. And even when they die, they're providing for everything else. It's a cycle. And the crazy thing about my work is I'm making trees, but they are permanent. So you're taking something that has this life cycle and you're like freeze framing it. So this tree that's blowing in the wind stops right there. I want people to feel the wind if in a windblown piece. I want people to see the, you know, the way that a tree grew. I love doing the roots, and I love having, you know, that weird balance of, is it a mountaintop? Is it a hill? Is it just, you know, a tree standing in place? That tree has overcome something. I do, in my work, I feel like I have these pieces that have a story, because a lot of the time they are growing, you know, into the wind or out of the wind or on the side of a cliff top or whatever. And I think subconsciously I'm adding in a little bit of life, because you do have to overcome these obstacles, whether it's growing on the top of a cliff or into the wind, but the tree holds fast to that rock, and the finished piece is a finished balanced piece, even if it doesn't look like it. I am an artist, and I think I have been. And when I look back and I see the musician Ryan Kelley, and I see the kid artist with, you know, hanging in the walls of the elementary school, everybody is artistic, and I think it's amazing. And something, you know, take everything going on in the world right now, we should share a voice. And you know what, your voice and your style and your art, oh, you know, again, that self-doubt, I hear it every day with the kids or with other people our age. It's like, oh, I bead and I do these things, but it's not art. It's like, who says that? Build an Instagram, it's free, put it out there, like share it, make a YouTube channel. Your vision is what makes you, your artistic way. Nobody else, you could give that same camera, that same, you know, spool of wire to 1 million people, and no two will be exactly the same. I want Wired by Ryan to be able to continue to affect other people. I'm not doing this for me to sit on my pile of money like Scrooge McDuck. I'm doing this so that I can meet other people, I can meet other artists, it's a language that you can share and barter and just grow and truly branch out with any connection that we don't even know yet.